The arena was electric, every fan on the edge of their seat, when suddenly Paul Heyman appeared at ringside, his eyes locked on Liv Morgan. No one knew what he was planning, until the moment came. The crowd erupted into chaos as the camera zoomed in on Heyman's subtle hand gesture, a signal so quiet, yet so terrifying. Viewers on social media went wild, trying to decipher the meaning behind it. Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing. The usually composed Heyman seemed almost predatory. Liv Morgan had been walking down the ramp, her championship aspirations shining brighter than ever, unaware that the night would turn into a shocking nightmare. The commentary team could barely hide their concern. "Something doesn't feel right here," one announcer whispered, the tension palpable. The audience, sensing the danger, started shouting warnings, their voices lost in the thunder of the arena. Heyman's eyes flickered toward the ring ropes, then back at the unsuspecting Liv. Behind him, a mysterious figure emerged from the shadows. Muscles coiled, anticipation thick in the air. The camera panned across the crowd, capturing faces frozen in disbelief. "Is this really happening?" someone yelled, echoing what millions were thinking. The moment stretched unbearably. Heyman's hand moved again, subtle yet unmistakable. Instantly, the figure sprang into action. The impact was devastating. Liv Morgan's back hit the mat with a sickening thud. Gasps echoed through the arena. Fans couldn't process the attack fast enough. Social media lit up with clips replaying in slow motion, highlighting every brutal angle. The commentary team screamed in shock, replaying the sequence that was not just an attack, that was calculated chaos. Liv's allies rushed to the ring, but the assailant moved with precision, anticipating every reaction. The crowd was in disbelief. The atmosphere felt like a nightmare had come to life in the center of the arena. Every camera cut showed Liv struggling to rise, but the momentum had shifted. Heyman, standing smugly at ringside, exuded control, almost as if the entire attack was choreographed to perfection. Fans couldn't stop replaying his hand signal, some speculating it was a warning, others calling it a masterstroke of manipulation. And then, just as Liv tried to gather herself, the figure's eyes locked on her again. The tension skyrocketed. The crowd was screaming, some standing, others frozen in shock. Viewers on social media couldn't handle the suspense. Every frame of the arena was charged with energy, every camera angle a story of imminent chaos. Just when it seemed Liv might recover, a second, even more shocking move was coming, one that no fan could see coming. Fans thought they'd seen it all, but Liv Morgan's nightmare was only just beginning. The arena erupted as the assailant moved with lightning speed, targeting her every step. The crowd couldn't believe what they were seeing. Viewers on social media went wild as replays showed the viciousness of the first strike, but no one expected the next move. Heyman's smirk at ringside sent shivers down everyone's spine. His calculated silence amplified the tension tenfold. "This is pure chaos," the commentary team shouted. Every word felt inadequate as fans clutched their heads in disbelief. Liv tried to regain her footing, but the figure lurking in the shadows wasn't finished. Each strike seemed choreographed, each dodge anticipated. The audience watched in horrified fascination, some standing, some covering their mouths, all captivated by the shocking spectacle. The arena lights highlighted the intensity, every beat of sweat and expression magnified for dramatic effect. A sudden pause. Heyman raised his hand again, subtle, almost casual, but signaling a second wave. The assailant hesitated for a fraction of a second, then surged forward, launching Liv into the ropes with bone-rattling force. The crowd roared, a mixture of shock, awe, and fear filling the arena. Fans couldn't believe their eyes. Social media exploded with GIFs and reactions. Everyone had the same question. How could someone plan this so perfectly? Liv Morgan's resilience shone through, but each moment of resistance was met with calculated attacks. The arena echoed with chants, some for Liv, some in disbelief at the orchestrated chaos unfolding before them. Viewers on social media debated endlessly about the identity of the mysterious attacker, theories and speculations running wild in every comment section. The camera cut to Heyman, who appeared almost serene amidst the chaos. Every subtle motion of his hand seemed like a signal, a master stroke of manipulation. The commentators speculated, is he controlling the entire attack? This is beyond anything we've ever seen. Fans couldn't stop replaying each frame, trying to catch every tiny detail. The tension in the arena had reached a fever pitch, and every second felt like an eternity. Then, in a moment of sheer shock, the attacker slammed Liv into the steel barricade near the ringside area. The crowd erupted into chaos, the sound of impact echoing like thunder. Fans screamed, some in panic, some in awe, at the intensity of the moment. Viewers on social media couldn't process the brutality. Clips were shared instantly, with reactions of disbelief pouring in. As Liv struggled, gasping for breath, the arena watched, riveted, unable to look away. Heyman's eyes remained locked on her, as if measuring every reaction, every flinch. The energy in the room was electric, every camera angle capturing the escalating drama. The fans' chants turned into a deafening roar, yet the attacker's presence seemed untouchable. And just as it seemed the assault might reach its peak, something completely unexpected happened, a shocking twist that would leave the crowd and social media in total disbelief. Just when fans thought Liv Morgan had hit rock bottom, the arena gasped in unison. What happened next was utterly unthinkable. The crowd erupted into chaos as the lights flickered, momentarily plunging the arena into suspense. Viewers on social media went wild, replaying every angle, trying to catch what had just happened. Liv Morgan, bruised and battered, was struggling to get to her feet, her determination shining through the pain. But before she could regain control, a sudden distraction changed everything. Heyman's hand moved again, subtle yet commanding. The mysterious attacker froze mid-motion, as if receiving an invisible command. The commentary team shouted over the din, "This is unprecedented. Someone else is entering the fray." The audience couldn't believe their eyes. A second figure emerged from the crowd, seemingly unpredictable, almost chaotic, yet carrying an air of authority. The arena's energy surged to a fever pitch. The new arrival didn't just intervene, they executed a perfectly timed counter, sending the attacker reeling. Fans were on their feet, screaming in disbelief. Viewers on social media couldn't stop sharing clips. Every replay showed the precision, the timing, and the shock. Liv Morgan gasped, surprised but grateful, her eyes reflecting a mix of fear and determination. The commentary team struggled to keep up. I don't know what to say. This is beyond shocking." Heyman, however, didn't flinch. The smugness on his face suggested this, too, was part of his plan. The crowd tried to decipher his expression. Was this an accident, or had he orchestrated the chaos from the shadows? Fans debated passionately, sharing theories online as the intensity on screen escalated. The attacker, recovering, lunged again, but the unexpected figure was ready, meeting every move with flawless skill. The arena became a blur of motion, every camera angle showing multiple layers of action simultaneously. Liv Morgan, still recovering, managed to find a second wind, teaming up instinctively with the newcomer. Together, they pushed back against the chaos, turning the tide in a breathtaking display of resilience. Fans couldn't believe what they were witnessing. It was cinematic, brutal, and heroic all at once. Social media clips exploded, hashtags trending within minutes. Hashtag Liv Morgan, hashtag Heyman, chaos, hashtag WWE. Unbelievable. Yet, just as the crowd thought the momentum had shifted, a new, unforeseen threat appeared, another layer to the evening's dramatic chaos. Gasps echoed through the arena. Viewers on social media screamed in disbelief, unsure if this was scripted or real. Every frame suggested danger, every movement carried suspense. The commentary team's voices trembled with excitement. This could change everything. Liv Morgan, now standing, shook off the last of the disorientation. But Heyman's eyes were locked on her with an intensity that promised the story was far from over. Fans clutched their seats, the suspense almost unbearable. The arena was alive with energy, every spectator aware that they were witnessing history in the making. And just as hope seemed to emerge, the unthinkable happened, a moment that would leave the crowd and social media in absolute shock, and turn Liv Morgan's night into something no one could have predicted. The arena erupted as the shocking new threat lunged in suddenly. Liv Morgan found herself in the fight of her life. No one knew who would survive the chaos. Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing. Viewers on social media went wild as the camera captured every brutal blow and every near miss in excruciating detail. Liv, bruised and gasping, fought back with everything she had, but the attacker's precision was relentless. The commentary team shouted over the din, their voices trembling with excitement. "This is beyond anything we've ever seen in WWE history." The crowd roared with a mixture of fear and exhilaration. The mysterious assailant, recovering from the earlier counterattack, charged again. Heyman's subtle hand signals seemed to guide every movement, each gesture like a puppet master controlling chaos. Fans couldn't stop replaying each moment, trying to understand how one man could orchestrate such carnage. Social media exploded with GIFs, clips, and shocked reactions. "I can't believe this," echoed across the arena, as viewers tried to process the intensity unfolding before them. Liv Morgan, despite her pain, found an unexpected second wind. Every strike, dodge, and counter was executed with determination born of desperation. The crowd rose to their feet, screaming encouragement. Fans couldn't believe the resilience she displayed. Even the commentary team's awe was palpable. The arena became a battleground, steel and bodies colliding in a spectacle of raw, cinematic drama. Suddenly, Liv executed a daring move, pushing one assailant into the ropes while narrowly avoiding another. The crowd erupted into chaos, witnessing an almost impossible reversal. Viewers on social media replayed the moment, marveling at her agility and courage. But before relief could settle in, the second attacker returned, ambushing her with a brutal strike that sent her staggering. Every fan gasped in disbelief. The commentary team shouted, "She may be down, but not out. This is unbelievable." Heyman remained at ringside, a calm, calculating presence amid the storm. Every subtle gesture seemed like a signal for what would come next, and fans couldn't look away. Social media feeds exploded with speculation. Was this a premeditated masterstroke or an unpredictable series of events? Either way, the tension in the arena reached an unbearable peak. In a moment that left everyone speechless, Liv Morgan, fueled by sheer determination, turned the tide once again. She delivered a sequence of precise strikes, sending one attacker crashing to the mat. The crowd erupted, standing in unison, screaming in disbelief. The arena trembled with excitement, fans chanting her name, and viewers online couldn't stop sharing the epic moment. But just when it seemed the climax had arrived, Heyman's eyes narrowed. The crowd held its breath, sensing that the ultimate shock had yet to come. Every camera angle focused on the subtle tension, every fan leaning forward in anticipation. The stage was set for a final, devastating moment that would define the night, and nobody was ready. And as Liv Morgan prepared for her final stand, the unthinkable happened, a move that would leave the crowd, commentators, and social media users in absolute disbelief. Forever marking this night in WWE history, the arena was silent for a split second. The crowd frozen in disbelief, then erupted as the shocking aftermath of Liv Morgan's brutal attack unfolded before their eyes. Fans couldn't believe what they had just witnessed. Viewers on social media went wild, replaying every angle of the attack, trying to catch even the smallest detail. Liv Morgan lay in the center of the ring, battered but defiant, her eyes blazing with determination. The commentary team was almost speechless, their voices trembling with excitement. This is historic. No one could have predicted this sequence of chaos. Heyman remained at ringside, his calm demeanor contrasting sharply with the chaos he had orchestrated. Fans speculated endlessly. Was he pulling strings from the shadows, or had the night spiraled into chaos beyond his control? Social media exploded with theories. Clips of his subtle hand signals went viral instantly, with thousands trying to decode his intentions. The crowd's energy was palpable, every cheer and gasp echoing throughout the arena. Liv slowly rose to her feet, aided by her unexpected ally who had entered during the twist. Together, they faced the stunned attackers, the tension in the arena reaching its peak. Fans couldn't stop cheering, many standing in awe of Liv's resilience. Viewers on social media debated endlessly about whether the attackers had underestimated her or if she had simply found a hidden reserve of strength in the face of impossible odds. As the dust settled, a shocking reveal left the crowd gasping. The second figure, who had countered the initial assault, removed a hood to reveal a familiar face, someone fans hadn't expected to see in weeks. The arena erupted into chaos, chants filling every corner. Social media went into a frenzy, with the reveal trending globally within minutes. Commentary teams shouted over the roar. This changes everything. The storyline, the dynamics, everything. Heyman's expression shifted slightly, a rare crack in his usually composed facade. It was subtle, but fans noticed immediately. Could this be a hint of a larger plan, or had his carefully orchestrated attack been disrupted by unforeseen interference? Every camera angle captured the tension, highlighting the sheer cinematic drama of the moment. The arena's energy was electric, and viewers on social media couldn't stop sharing, debating, and reacting to what they had just seen. In the final moments, Liv and her ally raised their hands in defiance, the crowd chanting in unison. Heyman retreated to the shadows, but the tension remained, promising that this was far from over. The arena lights highlighted the drama, every face, every gasp captured perfectly, leaving viewers on the edge of their seats. And as the arena settled, one question remained: who would strike next, and could anyone survive the chaos that Heyman had unleashed? Fans and viewers knew this story was only just beginning.